from Philly, it's the #1 rated Paulie Tony Fusco Show. As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Super Bowl week is here.
Yeah.
This is our Super Bowl special. Eagles about to win their second title in 6 years and officially become a dynasty.
They're
already an empire. They're already an empire. We established that
so true.
in a previous episode.
Yep.
But Tony, first, a lot of blowback to our show last week. We pointed out what people didn't want to hear. They couldn't stomach it. That Jalen Hurts, when you break it down, has a statistical advantage over Patrick Mahomes. And, people, they just don't want to hear the truth sometimes, do they, Tony?
No, it's sad. People just want to live in their own ego chambers.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Anyway, let's get to today's show. The guests on this show usually are totally disappointing and terrible. It's just been a problem for us. But not today,
true.
people. We have an Eagles Super Bowl hero who has finally wisened up and accepted our offer to come on the show. 11-year NFL vet, Philadelphia sports legend, Chris Long. And, Tony, we do have a couple things, to settle with him, don't we?
Yeah, we got a couple of things to bring up, but we're going to do so very, very gently.
Yeah, exactly. But, before that, we're going to get into all the big stories leading up to the Super Bowl, which does not include LeBron's scoring record.
Oh, you mean snoring record?
Good one, Tony. Yeah.
Thank you.
And, just in case you're sitting there wondering whether you're watching on YouTube or listening, you're probably saying, hey, why aren't they on Radio Row? Well, our partners at Fox Sports Radio offered to fly us first class from Philly all the way to Arizona to broadcast from Radio Row. And we flatly said no. Because, Radio Row content is the absolute pits.
Yeah,
you got to sit there. It's always, look who's coming up to the table. Oh, it's Joe Montana. Does he want to talk football? No, he wants to talk avocados.
Yeah, I'd rather talk to Joe Montana than Joe Montana.
Yeah, same here. Anyway, on the subject of the Super Bowl, you know the drill at this time of year. Companies just throwing money left and right to get their ads in front of as many people as possible. And that's certainly the case on this show.
Sure is.
So right now, we're going to give it in a quick word from one of our high-paying sponsors, our good friends at Fry's Electronics. Now, before we read this ad, we must tell you that our legal department has gone over it extensively and has asked us to make it perfectly clear that Fry's Electronics is in no way an official partner or associated in any way with the National Football League. Okay, on that note, here's the ad. How are you planning to watch the big game? We suggest heading over to Fry's and checking out their wide selection of big screen televisions to watch the upcoming football game on Sunday.
Yeah, there's nothing I love more than kicking back and watching the big championship game in the main professional football league on a big television from Fry's.
Fry's Electronics. Order online for store pickup. Enter the promo code Big Championship Football Game to receive 2.4% off the 3% APR. Offer expires February 5th, 2023. Fry's.
Cash that check.
All right, Tony, there you go. Anyway, big Super Bowl week, so let's get right into it with our top story.
Top story.
All right, the top story, no contest here. The Eagles about to win their second Super Bowl, facing the Chiefs Sunday. And Tony, what's really been getting under my skin these past couple weeks is the respect that the soft, glad-handing media is showing toward the Chiefs. Hasn't anyone bothered to notice that the Chiefs are a direct copy of the Eagles? They have the head coach we found first, Andy Reid. We got a Kelsey brother. Then they went out and got the other Kelsey brother.
Exactly.
And they're acting like they're so smart, for having a mobile quarterback when we had the first one 30 years ago.
Exactly.
Randall Cunningham. Anyway, Tony, isn't it just shameful what the Chiefs are doing here?
Yeah, there's a name for what the Chiefs are doing. It's called plagiarism. The Chiefs are plagiarizing the Eagles. The Chiefs didn't do any scouting. They just copied the Eagles' homework. When you think about it, Howie Roseman is as much the GM of the Chiefs as he is the GM of the Eagles. So if the Eagles win or lose, well, they're going to win, no question. They deserve the trophy irregardless.
Great point, Tony. And, if this was in any area of the business, the Chiefs would have been sued by now, wouldn't they?
Unfortunately, we see this in entertainment, too. Like, I love watching The Office with Steve Carell. Well, the other day, I'm flipping through the channels, and I see this total ripoff of The Office where all the actors have been replaced by other actors speaking British. And it took place in England, and it wasn't funny at all. Frankly, I'm surprised Steve Carell hasn't sued England for plagiarism.
Sounds absolutely horrible, Tony. Anyway,
it was.
To another angle of this game that is, frankly, absolutely fascinating. Usually we don't agree with FS1's Nick Wright because his takes are as bad as his screen presence. But the other day, he was on the Colin Cowherd podcast, which for the record, we don't listen to, but someone told us to listen. Yeah. Anyway, Nick Wright was talking about Andy Reid, and he made a terrific point about how more Super Bowl success could change Andy Reid's legacy and put him in consideration for greatest coach of all time. Just listen to him break it down here.
What if the Chiefs win 3 of the next 5, and then he walks out the door? Can you make the case he's the best? It's going to be interesting.
Wow.
Smart.
Wow. Just a terrific point there by our colleague in the industry, Nick Wright.
Makes sense.
When you think about it, Tony, like that, all Andy Reid has to do to put his name in the conversation among the greatest, he just has to win 3 of the next 5 Super Bowls to be close to Belichick's 6. And Tony, when you put it that way, this just opens up a lot of interesting conversations, doesn't it?
Yeah, it also makes me think of Nick Sirianni. If he simply wins 6 of the next 8 Super Bowls, then you have to put him in the conversation for greatest all time, too.
Yeah, and let's not forget Dougie P, Doug Peterson.
Totally.
He's already got 1 Super Bowl under his belt. He's basically halfway there. As long as he just simply wins 5 of the next 7 Super Bowls, he'll be in the conversation for greatest all time, too.
Absolutely.
Well, finally, on a more somber note here, Tony, we must pay our respects to some of our colleagues at ESPN.
Yeah.
This week, as you all know, we learned about the shocking cancellation of one of our favorite shows,
terrible
Outside
news.
the Lines. And, whenever it was 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, the one thing we always wanted to do was, turn on the TV and watch a full hour of hard-hitting, thoroughly researched journalistic exposés, carefully edited and narrated. And Tony, this cancellation just came as a shock to so many people, including you, didn't it?
Absolutely. I relied on Outside the Lines to keep me informed about what's going on in sports. Now, how am I going to know what's going on with Hungarian gymnastics or Slovenian bobsledding? Are they on the up and up over there? Is everything kosher? Is there state-sanctioned corruption going on? Now, we'll never know.
Such an absolute shame. And,
it is.
We'd love to discuss it more here, but, hey, we can turn around the tone of the show because, Tony, finally we have a guest on the line that we actually want to talk to.
So true.
I see him coming on. So, all right, let's go ahead, turn our attention back to the Super Bowl and get him on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Our guest today, 11 seasons in the league, smash mouth defensive end, started his career with the St. Louis Rams, then went to New England and got himself a Super Bowl ring. Not a great Super Bowl ring,
it was
course,
okay.
but a ring.
Yeah,
Then, of course, signed with the Eagles in the 2017 season and helped our proud organization win its first Super Bowl in franchise history. A true hero of our team, our city, and the National Football League. Chris Long, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hey, y'all. What's going on, man? That was a great intro. I appreciate it.
Of course. Our pleasure.
We want to tell the whole story here, right? Paint the picture for the entire audience there. Take us back to 2016, Chris. You've just won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Patriots beating Atlanta. At that point, were you concerned, that your whole legacy would be tainted due to your association with an organization known solely for cheating and, let's say, other chicanery?
Yeah, malfeasances.
Yeah, you know what? It was kind of like malfeasance what the St. Louis Rams did for 8 years when I was a part of that team. We weren't even competitive. So for me, it was all about getting that ring, and it really didn't matter who it was with. You know, I got to admit that when I was cut in 2015 because I got hurt, you know, I just looked at the couple teams that were available to me in free agency, and I basically just bet on the one that I thought had the best chance of winning the Super Bowl. It actually came down to the Falcons.
Well, second best.
Yeah,
But
the Eagles. You should have gone. You know, the Eagles were there
you
too.
You corrected your mistake. Continue.
Please.
Yeah, exactly. I corrected my mistake a year later, but at the time it came down to Atlanta and New England, and I was lucky that I chose the right side, but it didn't feel that way at halftime of that Super Bowl. I kind of wanted to switch teams, go back in time, and play defense for Dan Quinn. We found ourselves down 28-3, so it was a crazy year, but I was glad I had that in my back pocket so I could go into free agency and pick the team that I really wanted to finish my career with.
There you go. Okay, good.
And, you know, 28-3, not a little overblown. You know, it's not that big a deal. But
correct.
You're
not
right.
a great comeback, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, but, you know, just while you were there, tell us, you know, what was it like with the Patriots? You know, how much time do you spend watching a video of other teams' practices? Give us a ballpark figure.
You know, I wasn't privy to those meetings. I think in New England, there's like the new guys, and they leave us out of the top secret meetings. And then there's
like
the
Scientology in a way. Is that how it works? That's what I've heard. You wouldn't, to your Xenon levels or whatever.
It was like they had a secret handshake and that sort of thing. So I was only there for a couple months. I don't think they trusted me to get in those meetings.
Good. You know, because, you know, that's what we said about you. We said, you know, because remember when you came to Philly, there was a lot of backlash. You know, people said we shouldn't sign him, you know, can't be trusted. He's probably a spy. He's going to record the other team's practices. We said no. And, you know, some people out there, they said, you know, he's a Nepo baby. You know what a Nepo baby is, Chris?
Yeah, Nepo baby. Yep. Me and Kyle.
You know, you're the son of a famous football player. You know, you're using your connections.
They were saying you were like the Jaden Smith of the NFL, but we
defended you.
Is Jaden Smith Will Smith's son?
Yes.
Oh, well, gosh, that guy, hey, I'd love to be the Jaden Smith of the NFL. That guy's super successful.
No,
you're missing the point. You're missing the point, Chris.
It's an insult.
Come on.
Maybe you never saw Karate Kid. It was an embarrassment to the original. Ralph Macchio should have killed Jaden Smith for that. Anyway, we're not here, you know, this isn't Siskel and Ebert, so let's move on. All right. You know, let's just talk about Super Bowls. Of course.
Pursuit of happiness? Jaden and Will.
Are you kidding me? Please.
It was the opposite of the pursuit of happiness. Me, it was the pursuit to the exit when I saw that movie. Terrible.
Yeah,
all right, look,
exactly.
Can we focus here? All right, Chris, come on.
You're getting off topic here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, you know, on the subject, let's talk about Super Bowls. Of course, you were on the team that beat Tom Brady in Super Bowl 52. Greatest team ever. Did you see what Mike Francesa, one of the great voices in sports talk, what he said last week? He said the true measure of a quarterback is their career passer rating in the Super Bowl. So, you know, we looked up Tom Brady's Super Bowl passer rating. It's a lowly 97.7. But you look at Nick Foles, who you played with, who beat Tom Brady, of course. Super Bowl passer rating of 106.1. Isn't that definitive proof right there, Chris, that Nick Foles is the better quarterback all time than Tom Brady?
Well, I think we have a sample size problem, but
but
I think judging by that metric, it's hard to argue with you guys as how you came to this conclusion. It is a small sample size. You guys know about sample sizes, right?
From a sperm bank? What are you talking about? I don't quite understand.
What sample size?
You know what? Like maybe that debate is the right one to have, but I feel like, you know, a week after Tom retired, it feels a little disrespectful, guys.
Hold on just a moment here. You know, Tony, I didn't want to bring this up. Are you all there right now? Are you, you know, all there mentally? Because, you know, you're talking about movies and Will Smith movies, and they're saying that, you know, you again, didn't want to bring this up, but you did come out publicly and say you like to hit the reefer. You know, smoke the doobies, the devil's lettuce.
The sweet
You guys don't like to hit the reefer every now and again?
No, because we like to stay mentally sharp when we're on a sports talk show delivering.
We're number one.
You're kind of all over the place. May I ask you, are you having a Super Bowl of your own right now, if you catch my drift?
No. I keep my Super Bowls to after 6 p.m. I tried to be, it's 9:30 time of tape here. And I made a little rule for myself. No bowls before 10 a.m.
Okay, well, that's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why it's not
10
making
PM.
sense.
Yeah,
Nick
and
Foles
the little-
and sample sizes.
Yeah, and he's also
Hold on,
wearing...
you guys want me to go pack a bowl? I'll make a lot more sense if I pack a bowl.
No.
Oh, all right. Please, just stay sharp for a
Yeah,
second.
stay sharp. Answer the question. This
He's
is
also
A+
he's also wearing a
content.
St. Louis shirt on a Philly show.
Yeah, what
He's
are you
all
doing,
over the
St.
place.
Louis shirt?
Well,
Where's
it's
your
like
Philly shirt?
Yeah, I told you guys, it's kind of like I got to give love to my first wife. Philly's like my new hot wife that everybody sees me with. But before Philly, it was St. Louis for 8 years, and then my wife left me for Los Angeles with Stan Kroenke. But I got to give love to my St. Louis fans. There's a lot of great fans in St. Louis.
This guy,
it's not as
This guy,
Chris,
are you kidding me?
We defended you. We said you were a Philly guy through and through.
Yeah, and when they said
now,
you were a Nepo
here you are,
baby,
you're
we
saying
said no.
good things about the Patriots. You're saying good things about St. Louis.
Yeah.
Let's get into this year's Super Bowl, okay? And just remember where your allegiances are, Chris.
Let's do
so
it.
let's give you a prediction for the Super Bowl. Where you're at?
Well,
Eagles
guys,
win by how much?
Eagles by 4.
4?
Yeah.
Well,
Eagles
sorry,
by
Chris. My audio cut out there. I heard 4, but clearly you meant 40.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't watching your screen.
No.
Did you take a hit in between the last
Yeah.
answer?
What are
and
you
the
vaping
answer?
right now? You got a vape?
Did you sneak one in there?
Yeah,
Because
4?
Maybe
4
Kansas-
points?
I think maybe Kansas City scores a touchdown late to keep it close. But we don't care. We're on to the parade.
I'm a little disturbed here. Your loyalties are all over the place, right? You come from the Patriots, so, you might be a spy still. You're wearing a St. Louis shirt on a Philly show, so you have no idea what you're doing there. But, let's just go back to something, because I'm a little disturbed about it, okay?
Yeah.
We asked you about Nick Foles. He's your teammate.
Yeah.
We said to you, hey, he's better than Tom Brady all time. And your answer was a little shaky. You
Yeah,
started going
sample
off on
size.
sample size and sperm banks, and I don't know what the hell you were talking about. Can you just say it right here, defend your teammate, and say Nick Foles is a better quarterback all time than Tom Brady? Come on.
Like I told you, I think this week it's probably the body's still warm with Tom Brady, so I don't want to disrespect him. But
Okay. He's a Patriot, Paulie. He's a spy.
This is what I saw. You're loyal to your Brady friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
guess
cares
what?
more about Tom Brady than he does
Guess
Nick
what,
Foles.
Chris Long? You stayed on this show too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
should be
you've been
Chris
on way
Short,
too
'cause
long.
You're
You
off
should
the
change
show.
your name to
You're
Chris
Patriot
Short.
lover.
You're off the
you
show.
are a Patriot lover.
You're
Yeah.
off the show.
You know what? You are a Nepo baby.
See ya, Chris Short.
How
You're
we
a
wrong?
Nepo
How are
baby.
you doing? You're doing terrible.
Yeah,
Get
see
out of
ya.
here. He can't
Off
even
the
press the button. He's so
show.
high. He doesn't know how to press his button.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the
You know,
phone.
look at him wearing a St. Louis shirt, defending Tom Brady, calls himself an Eagle. I think he's got an undiagnosed identity crisis going on there, Tony.
Yeah. What'd you expect from a Nepo baby?
Yeah, good point there anyway.
Yep.
Tony, before we go, let's just, something we haven't done in a while, time to do it. The Super Bowl special, so it's time to give our predictions for the Super Bowl. So here we go. Cue the music.
My Super Bowl prediction, because the Chiefs copied the Eagles coach and the Eagles personnel, they will keep it close for the first half of the first quarter. But after that, I see the Eagles taking over and winning by a score of 49-3.
My prediction, Tony, Andy Reid is old, easily confused. When he sees the Eagles coming out on the field, he's going to start thinking he's coaching them again. Expect to see him accidentally turn over the ball at least 2 or 3 times during the game. Those turnovers will be very costly. I see the Eagles rolling also by a score of 49-3. And there you
sense.
go, our predictions. And don't forget to watch the big game the right way with Fry's Electronics.
Yeah, thanks to our good friends.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. If it
Hold on.
isn't someone who should be fried in an electronic.
Yeah, producer
Oh, no.
Jay.
Corrections.
What?
All right, go. Hurry up.
You keep saying the Chiefs copied the Eagles because they have Andy Reid as their coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're plagiarists.
Yeah, it's called plagiarism. Look it up.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni was an offensive coach for the Chiefs from 2009 to 2012. Did you just conveniently overlook that piece of information?
No. And here's a piece of information for you. You're an asshole.
Yeah, if there's one thing you're going to overlook, it's the balcony I throw you off of. Yeah.
Good one, Tony. Good one, Tony.
We're done. No more. We're
Second.
finished.
What?
You predicted the final score of the Super Bowl to be Eagles 49, Chiefs 3.
Sounds
Yeah,
right.
accurate. Good. Good pick.
The fewest points the Chiefs have scored in a game this season is 17. So I highly doubt the Eagles are going to hold them to 3.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to hold you underwater until you take your final breath.
Yeah. You know who held you to 3 points? Your IQ test.
Oh,
Yeah.
good one, Tony. Great
Done.
one there.
We're finished.
One more,
That's
number
it.
3. You guys said the British version of The Office came after the American one?
Yeah. And totally unfunny, too.
Shameful.
No, the British version of The Office came out in 2001. The American version didn't come out until 2005. Also, they didn't speak British, they spoke English. British is not a language.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know what language you should speak? Shutting the up-ish.
Yeah. Here's some British for you. Off, mate. Yeah.
Good one, Tony. There you go.
We got him.
Look at him.
He's sad.
Oh,
Look
hold
at
on,
him. Look
Tony,
at him.
I got good news. Just in time for next week to discuss the Eagles' Super Bowl win. Joining us on the show, Nick Foles
Wow.
will be here. Eagles
Perfect
legend.
guess.
Can't wait for that.
Great
And,
news.
you know, until then, hey, don't forget, watch us on YouTube, subscribe, follow our many platforms. We're just huge all over the place. And Tony,
Yeah, TikTok, too.
great show as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
Another flawless show. We'll see you back here after the Eagles Super Bowl win. Bye.
See ya.